Hello, University. I'd like to talk about a story found in Luke chapter 8, verses 22 through 25. One day Jesus said to his disciples, "Let's go over to the other side of the lake." So they got into a boat and set out. As they sailed, he fell asleep. A squall came down on the lake so that the boat was being swamped and they were in great danger. The disciples went and woke him, saying, "Master, Master, we're going to drown." He got up, rebuked the wind and the raging waters. The storm subsided and all was calm. "Where's your faith?" he asked his disciples. In fear and amazement, they asked one another, "Who is this? He even commands the winds and the water, and they obey him." This story is also found in Matthew chapter 8 and Mark chapter 4. I find it a little interesting that John, the professional fisherman, didn't include this story. For many years, I thought Jesus' primary concern with the disciples was that they didn't have enough faith. For example, in Mark's version, he said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" But about a year ago, I was reading through Luke chapter 8, and something jumped out at me. In Luke's account, Jesus asked, "Where is your faith?" It occurred to me their faith was in their boat. It says the boat was being swamped and they were in great danger. They thought they might all die. Their means of salvation from this raging sea was in jeopardy. Why did they wake Jesus up? What were they expecting him to do? Did they want him to help bail? Did they think he could help the boat float better? Their reaction of fear and amazement indicates they weren't expecting him to do such a miracle as calm the storm. Where is your faith? This is one of the key questions in the whole Bible. Man has struggled with this from the beginning. Adam and Eve saw the tree that could make them like God, and then they had to decide, do we believe God or we believe this other guy? The Israelites at the foot of Mount Sinai had seen all the miracles that God had done, yet they turned instead to a golden calf to lead them. Israel's history is littered with instances of turning to foreign gods. Even Solomon, the wisest man ever, allowed his wives to turn him to worship of foreign gods. Today, there are still many things competing for our devotion. It may be colored pieces of paper instead of gold, but money still competes for control of our time and devotion. Or it may be achievement, or knowledge, or pleasure, independence, even a gathering of people at a certain time and location each week. There's a commercial playing that says, "Science will win." I was trained as a scientist, and I do think that we're going to come up with a cure. But as a savior, science is just another boat. This small strand of RNA with some fat around it has shown each of these things to be an unsteady boat that is unable to save us from the true storms of life. Where is your faith? Maybe we should be asking, where is my faith? We need to use our current circumstances to take an honest look. I keep hearing people say that we have more time because of the circumstances. Perhaps some do, but I perceive that many are as busy or busier than ever, working from home, keeping the kids from squabbling, keeping them learning, providing meals, binging on Netflix. We find ways to fill the void. Regardless, don't miss the message of these times. We need to build on the solid rock, not on sand, and certainly not on a boat. Another point from our story, in Mark and Luke, it says that Jesus woke up, rebuked the storm, calmed the seas, then he asked the disciples about their faith. He didn't make them do anything to prove their faith before he calmed the storm. He didn't dismiss them and say, "I'm going to get a new group." No, he actually left them all in that boat, and then he proceeded to demonstrate why it was him that they should believe in. So it is with us. Let's use this time to increase our trust in the Creator of the universe who can calm any storm. Let us recognize the unsteady and ultimately useless alternatives to God that we often don't even realize we've come to put our confidence in. I've heard people ask, is this the end? I don't know. But I do think about Hebrews chapter 12, starting verse 18. You have not come to a mountain that can be touched, that is burning with fire, to darkness, gloom, and storm, to a trumpet blast, or to such a voice speaking words that those who heard it begged that no further word be spoken to them, because they could not bear what was commanded. If even an animal touches the mountain, it must be stoned. The sight was so terrifying that Moses said, I'm trembling with fear. But you've come to Mount Sion, to the heavenly Jerusalem, the city of a living God. You have come to thousands upon thousands of angels in joyful assembly, to the church of the firstborn, whose names are written in heaven. You have come to God, the judge of all men, to the spirits of righteous men made perfect, to Jesus, the mediator of a new covenant, and to sprinkle blood that speaks a better word than the blood of Abel. See to it then that you do not refuse him who speaks. If they did not escape when they refused him who warned them on earth, how much less will we if we turn away from him who warns us from heaven? At that time his voice shook the earth, but now he has promised, once more I will shake not only the earth but also the heavens. The words once more indicate the removing of what can be shaken, that is, created things, so that what cannot be shaken may remain. Therefore, since we are receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, let us be thankful and so worship God acceptably with reverence and awe, for our God is a consuming fire. Right now, many of the man-made things around us are being shaken. Is this the end? I don't know. But the end will come. And at that time, the key question will be, where is your faith? I do have some homework. Take a look at another story where the sea was calmed. Go to Jonah. Compare and contrast. And then think about the destination of Jonah and look at the place where the disciples landed after this story. Then think a little bit about what work is God preparing me for during this time. Have a great day.